Now, zeroing in on Kristof, he was referenced in that piece too. He's making a lot of headlines recently over whether he's actually even allowed to run for governor. A couple of weeks ago, the Secretary of State's office asked him for more evidence that he meets the residency requirements. And it's all because he voted in New York in 2020. Not in Oregon, in New York. And the state constitution says you have to be a resident for 3 years before you can run for governor of Oregon. Well, when they asked for more evidence, I really hope they meant it, because Kristof's campaign just issued a 102-page response arguing that he is, in fact, a resident. His legal team reiterated a lot of the same points they've made before, that Kristof has always considered Yamhill, Oregon, his home, that he's owned property there since the 90s and has spent a lot of time in Oregon over the past few years. It also includes an affidavit from Kristof himself with the quote, "I have also long spoken of wanting to be cremated when I die so that my ashes can be spread on the family farm and on the Pacific Crest Trail in Oregon." That is very specific, a little bit dark. We asked Kristof about this controversy back in October when he announced his candidacy.
Some may wonder if Oregon's home, why didn't you vote in Oregon in 2020?
I could have voted in Oregon. I could have voted in New York. If I'd been a more calculating politico, I would have. But at the end of the day, I could have done so in either place. And I think that's a distraction from these real crises that are afflicting people around the state.
And some of your opponents may take this and challenge it in court. I mean, how much of a distraction will it be when you want to talk about some of these other issues?
I'll have to leave it to them to decide. I mean, I think they'd probably rather talk about that than talk about the fact that we have fourth worst homelessness in the country, the second worst unhoused population in the country, and so other folks may well raise it, but I am an Oregonian, period.
So the Secretary of State's office told us Shemia Fagan could decide as soon as this week on Kristof's eligibility. We'll let you know when that happens. However, if she does let him run, this issue probably won't go away completely. You can kind of picture what the attack ads will say. Here's our political analyst, Len Bergstein, once again.
Politically, what will happen is the folks who want to stop Kristof's campaign will challenge him in his campaign because they want to get him to talk about this for the next couple of weeks and months, rather than talking about the things he wants to talk about why he's the right person for Oregon at this particular time. So they're hoping as a tactic to get the voters to focus on that aspect and to force him to spend his time on that.
Just to reiterate, because we get a lot of questions about this, the primary election is on May 17th. It's about 5 months away. The top candidates from each party will advance to the general election. That's on November 8th, 2022. We'll be right back.